The question was asked to me years ago, Jemal, what do you want to be when you grow up? That question I'll never forget. It was the one question that changed my life forever. So now what I want you to do, I want you to close your eyes. And instead of asking, what do you want to be when you grow up? I'm going to ask you, what do you want? Like, think about that. What do you want? What do you want in your life? What do you want in your marriage? What do you want your overall life to look like? Just close your eyes and imagine that. If it was a switch that can just give you anything in life that you wanted, what would it be? What would it be? Take the time and consider that. And I ask people this question all the time, and then I say, after they tell me what it is that they want, I say, why don't you have it? Like, what's stopping you from having that type of life? Anything and everything you want in life is yours to get. But see, the real reason why people don't get what it is they want in life is because they stop dreaming. They stop imagining. They stop caring. That's why I always look at little children. Because little children believe anything. They believe in unlimited possibilities. It's not until we get old that we actually just start going away with our dreams, hopes, wants, and visions. You see, that's why I was so glad that question was asked to me as a little child. Jemal, what do you want to be when you grow up? Because see, as a child, I had unlimited possibilities. As a child, I had unlimited beliefs. As a child, there was nothing that I couldn't do. And see, right now, I'm telling you, there's nothing that you can't do. There's nothing that you can't be. And there's absolutely nothing that you can't have. Hey, look, knowing what you want, that's half of the game. The other half is about executing on what it is that you said you wanted. Man, look, let me show you something. This book right here, 9 to 5 Millionaire, Don't Quit Your Day Job. This is a journey about my life, how I started out just having a vision for my life. And then what came about during that vision. Now, it wasn't an easy ride, right? I started off as a child, and I had obstacles. I went to a school that was all white. No one looked just like me, but I still had to overcome. But during that time period, it was principles that I learned that gave me the confidence to grow as a young kid and as a young adult. Then after grammar school, I went to high school, and I had dreams and aspirations of what I said I wanted to be when I grow up. And then during that time, I saw things in my life going the right way. Oh, I was on my way. And then certain things happened. In high school is where I met the love of my life. And even in that meeting, there were still stories and principles that I want you to learn from. In this book, you're going to take a ride with me. You're going to take a ride on how it all started. Before the millions, before I actually had any of the businesses, the first thing I had, though, was the idea. And not only did I have the idea, but I had the vision. I had the want. I had the determination. I had the commitment. I had everything that was needed to become successful in life. And it's all broken down to you in this book. Starting from the beginning, where I was the only black kid at an all-white school. And I got talked about. But yet, there was a principle. There was something that kept me going. I stayed focused on my vision, and I never let it deter me from my vision. All the way to high school, where it was the next level of my life. And during high school, I stayed committed to my dreams. I stayed committed to the vision that you guys now see. And in this book, it talks about every single thing that I went through, the good and the bad, even how I met the love of my life, the person who would be so important to this vision, the vision that I declared years before we ever even knew each other. Then all of a sudden, when I finally got to the doorstep of my dream, the thing that I proclaimed ever since 8 years old, and then the door was slammed on me, right in my face. It seemed like I was at the doorstep of success. And then all of a sudden, like many other people, it got snatched away. But I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I still went to the next vehicle. And that's one thing that this book talks about. It talks about vehicles and destinations. Some people don't even know the difference between the two. You see, a vehicle was created to get you to your next spot in life. The destination never changes until you reach that. And most people that I've come to find out, they made their vehicles the destination, as opposed to identifying, declaring exactly what that destination is. So even still, when the door got shut in my face on the thing that I proclaimed ever since I was 8 years old, I didn't stop. I didn't stop. I kept going year after year, situation after situation, almost to the point where I almost lost my life, which is detailed in here. But even after that point, I noticed that I still had my dream in front of me. And I still said I wanted to become a millionaire. So even though I was on my 9 to 5 at this point, that never changed what my goal was in life. This book breaks down about when I first got this exposure. All right, I always say your level of exposure will determine your level of success. What exposure are you getting? But see, the type of exposure that I got at that time was life-changing. And the type of exposure you're going to get by reading this book is going to be life-changing. So if you're not getting exposure from anywhere else in your life, you're definitely going to get it here. Man, imagine being right there at the front doorstep of your dream. I'm talking about so close that you can just reach out and touch it. And then all of a sudden, you waiting for your name to be called by the NFL. I used to have visions of hearing Roger Goodell, the NFL commissioner, just say my name. I remember it was like a stage just like this. I thought I would be coming across and shaking his hand and taking a picture with him as he congratulated me to the new NFL team that I belong to. That dream didn't happen. But instead, I was walking across the same stage that looked just like this one. And they were saying, "Congratulations, Officer King. Welcome to the Chicago Police Department." So I'm not going to lie. At this point, this is where most people probably would have given up. This is where most people would have just said, you know what, it's just not meant to be. Yeah, this is what I had a childish thought of that one day I was going to become a millionaire, but my reality right now is I'm a blue-collar worker for the rest of my life, and now I'm just going to work the next 30 years on this police department, get a pension, and retire and die. Not for me. This was just the beginning. But see, unlike some of you guys, just because the vehicle of the NFL wasn't there anymore, and now all of a sudden the vehicle that I had chosen was the police department, it still did not stop the destination of one day wanting to become a millionaire. You see, I didn't let it deter me. Why? Because I knew that I wanted to do this for my family. And I knew that I could still become a millionaire regardless of what vehicle I drove. So what did I do? Just like the rest of my life that I talk about in this book, I chose another vehicle. And that vehicle was real estate. At the time, I didn't know anything about real estate, but yet I still knew about me, and I knew what my vision was, and I knew the destination I wanted to take my family. And so after buying several properties, renovating them, fixing them up, creating cash flow, being familiar with what the cost it was to be me, I went ahead and created a lifestyle for my family, which all of a sudden allowed us to get another vehicle and then open up a chain of daycare centers with my wife and then make millions of dollars from those daycare centers. And then we were able to leverage the money we made from the daycare centers and then start a security company with my brother Tommy. You see, life is all about the vehicles you choose to get you to your destination. But the first thing first is you have to identify what that destination is. Now, I know what you're thinking, right? Like, why is it that you was a millionaire in real estate and then you started all these other businesses and you still kept your job as a police officer? That's right. Because every single business or job I had are all vehicles that I used to get me to my destination. You see, the police department never got in my way. And I'm telling you that your job won't get in your way. You can still become a millionaire while keeping your day job. That's right, I said it. I'm going to go against everything everybody else have taught you thus far. And people always tell you, in order for you to make it in life, you need to quit your job. You need to have a leap of faith and just step out there and quit your job. Well, I'm talking to the rest of the 99%ers out there and telling you, you don't have to quit your job. I didn't do it, and that's exactly why I wrote this book, to give you the blueprint on how to keep your job and still live the life that you want to live. So once again, I'm Jemal King, the 9-to-5 millionaire, and I'm telling you right now, you do not have to quit your day job in order to make it in life, but you do have to have faith, determination, grit, a work ethic, everything that you have as a blue-collar worker already to live the type of life that you want to live. So don't forget, there's a 9-to-5 millionaire in everybody. So I'm going to ask you this. Who's the next 9-to-5 millionaire? It's time to get to work, y'all. Let's go.